welcome to another video with me, Richard Clements. You're joining me today on a 200km DIY Audax from my house down to Brean on the Bristol coast of the Bristol Channel, just south of Western Super Mud. A nice flat one this week, and yeah, basically an out and back course. Not I normally like loops, or elongated loops, and but today it's due to kind of where I'm going. Do that without making it really hilly, and let me get the bike moving. There is a reason today why I'm avoiding the hills as much as I can. And yeah, so the reason for that is I am riding my fixed wheel bike today. So I have one gear. I have to keep pedaling, for those that don't know. I know that's probably stating they're bleeding obvious. Yeah, so I'm on my fixed wheel bike today. Thought I'd swap it and change it up a bit. I don't do that many Audaxes on my fixed wheel bike, to be honest, and I don't know why. I use it mostly to ride to work on, because I live in Stonehouse and work in Gloucester. It's nearest damn it pan flat all the way there and back. So I bought the bike just to do that, really. But I have done some Audaxes on it. I've done about 3 200s. I haven't done anything more than 200k on it, to be honest. But yeah, it was a bit of a impulse buy, actually, to be honest. I've seen lots of people using them in the past in Audaxes and what have you, and it never really appealed. And then I bought one on impulse one night because it's half price. Well, this one, and to as I say, to ride to work on, and thought it's a cheap way of running a bike to get to work on. There's a dog out in that field all on its own. Sounds like somebody's calling it from a very long way off. If I can hear them calling, the dog certainly can. Anyway, yeah, so I got the bike to ride to work on, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So I chose a quite a flat. I think the first 200 I did was the winter warmer, Dr. Foster's winter warmer from Cardiff. That comes up here, up to Gloucester, and then down the other side. There are some hills on it, but you just have to accept the fact that you're going to be walking some of them. Anyway, so quite enjoyed that. So I've done one out of Bristol, John Banks's 200 out towards sort of Marlborough way, if I remember rightly. And I was walking quite a lot of the hills on that one. The gear I use on it's a 65-inch, so that's a 42 by 17. It's a 65-inch thereabouts. So it's not I don't monster a big gear. I know some of the guys monster big gears, but that's what came with the bike, and I've got used to it, so I'm going to stick with that, I think. It does, you need to have a new chain ring and a new sprocket, to be honest, and the wheels on it are the original cheapo ones, so I should probably have to get a new pair of those at some point, because they are starting to wear out the rims. Because I found that I use the brakes a lot more on that than I do on a geared bike, because I need to control the speed going downhill, because I can't pedal fast enough. Anyway, let's crack on, and I'll speak to you in a bit later. Well, you find me a few miles on now, just at the top of the first ripple in the landscape. Huffed and puffed me way up it and ground away. But, yeah, you can just see the Severn over there. The first Severn bridge is just beyond the hedge there, a few miles away. But yeah, so far so good. This is a welcome sight. First shoots of spring. They're not particularly early this year, it's usually around about now they come out, but there's actually loads up here. There's even a thing growing off the tree, a fungus of some description. So you might be wondering what prompted me to use the fixie today. Well, as we all know, we're all aware, bike parts are hard to get by now, so I thought I'd share the wear. A sprocket chain ring in a chain for a fixie is easier to get than a cassette at the minute, so yeah, thought I'd use this. Well, I had a bit of a boo-boo this morning. I've managed to, well, my GoPro went flat, and I forgot to bring my spare batteries, so I'm like, oh okay, I'll just have to use my phone, which is what I'm using at the moment. And I then remembered I'd actually brought my power bank with me. So it's now in my saddlebag being charged up, so I'll go back to that later. Anyway, although this is going to be back to front for you, everybody thought Hollywood was in Los Angeles. It's not, it's here instead, just by the side of the M5. So there you go, Hollywood. Well, I'm about 40 miles round, just over, about a third of the way round now. In Clevedon, just on the outskirts, in my favourite petrol station because it's got an M&S. And I've got myself some posh salad, some posh orange juice, and a couple of pork pies. They're all slimming ones, of course. It's yeah, it's managed to get up most of the hill out of Portishead, so that I was quite pleased with myself on that. It was just the last sort of little bit that it was just a bit too steep, so I walked it, and then when it leveled, the gradient leveled off a little bit, I carried on. Yeah, so by the end of the next third, I should be back at this point, or near as damn it. The route back actually doesn't have the hill out of Portishead, so a little bit flatter, so that'd be good. Yeah, so I'm just really waiting for my GoPro to charge up a bit and do a bit more filming then. Well, we're back in business with the GoPro, back to normal. Good old power bank came to the rescue there. Anyway, I'm down on the Brean Down way shared path here. I think it's a bit of a nature reserve as well. I've been down here a few times in the last few months. So I've just passed through Weston-super-Mare, through the housing estates in the back, and then popped out uphill, and then joined this little while back. It was pretty busy by uphill, lots of people weren't walking, so I'm just going to carry on down here. I can't remember exactly where the route takes me, because Brean Down is behind me, so I think I'm doing a bit of a loop. Yes, I am looking at it. Now I've looked at my map and get back on myself. So, yeah, I've done about 1.25 miles now from Uphill Boat Yard, which is back there, and there's a bit of cafe and what have you there. And yeah, so this is part of the North Somerset Tidal Trail, the England Coast Path, and the Brean Cross Sluice, which I've shown you before actually, but I'll stop there again. It fascinates me, if I'm honest. And you can see the Mulverns. I keep calling them the Mulverns, the Mendips over there. The western end of them. Anyway, we're going down there, and I'm actually coming back this way as well, so some nice traffic free stuff. A bit of a walk over there. It reminds me a bit of a dike, you know, bit of a bank. I wonder if there's it doesn't say there's any water on the map. You see people walking over there. Ah, it's the sluice gates. I didn't recognise it. And you can see Brean Down over there, that sort of hump. That's the destination for today. I might remember this from one of my reasonably recent videos. This is the sluice gates. I'm not sure what river this is. There is a bit of a it's the River Axe. And I think this is all to do with water level control. Probably more further upstream than here, to be honest, but it's quite far down today. I've seen it up a lot higher up than this last time I came down. Caravan park looks empty. Don't know if you can see that. And that's Brent Knoll, you can see in there. There was a sort of flat top to it from this angle. Caravans, but they're packed in well there. That has to be something to do with storage over the winter, because you couldn't even get out the door on some of those. The theft of caravans is quite a big problem. I'm actually walking, I don't need to, but just thought I would for a little bit. And yeah, this bank would be flood defences, so when I said it looks like a dike, I'm not far wrong, to be honest. Obviously they're building something over here that's like an extension to the caravan park. Don't blame them. I think a lot of people got the taste for that when they weren't allowed to go abroad. Yeah, they're proper packed in. So the hill you see here is Brean Down. You can see the, I'm not sure you can see it on this camera, to be honest, but you can see the little dots up on the top. There's people walking along the top there. Bit of a cafe and toilets and things here. And that's looking down towards, this is sort of the top of Bridgewater Bay, I feel like. It's too misty today. Normally you'd see the sort of Minehead area. If it wasn't too misty. And then looking back across the levels here, you can just see the yachts that are in Uphill shipyard, and then there's the church on top of the hill there, and I forget the name of the village behind it on top of the hill, but that's the Mendips basically. So basically I carry on back down the road and loop back again, back to Weston-super-Mare. Bridge up there on the hill that we were looking at from over there, which you can't see because the bank's in the way. And there's the other village that's on the end of the Mendips there. Just going to go up over this little hump and back down into uphill. There we go, off down to Bristol Waterway. Perfect timing. Second time across this bridge. Obviously you didn't see the first time because I didn't have the camera with me. 16k done. Back at Weston. Cup of coffee. Keep me warm. Quick sandwich and a bar of chocolate. Keep me going. But yeah, it's going alright. So not quite so lumpy on the way back. There's one round Lawrence Weston I think I'll probably end up walking up, but the rest of it isn't too bad to be honest. So yeah, it's a chilly day. It's let's see what my phone says. When I stopped in Clevedon on the way out, I got cold. I wasn't there that long, but I got cold. And let's have a look. 4 degrees, that's why it's feeling chilly. Yeah, so my fingers got cold after that. It took ages for them to warm up. I almost stopped to put my thick gloves on, but I had to stop on the side of the road and I could feel them thawing out in Yatton, so to be fair, persevered, that's the word I was trying to think of, and it was actually not too bad after that. Once they got warmed up they were fine, and they kept warm up ever since. In fact, when I was riding along the Brean Down way earlier, I was riding without gloves at all, so yeah, I think it's just a case of you sit around for too long, you just get cold, you know. Anyway, cheers. Sometimes Kamut gets it wrong. So I come down this little lane and I'm like, oh, this is new miles. I've been down here before. Anyway, it gets to the gate behind me and went through. There's some sort of storage place down there, and then the route went right across that field. There was no way I could ride across there, and it was a public footpath as well. It wasn't like a bridleway or anything. Excuse me, my thing is coming off. Right, so it's turning around back out to the main road and go round. This is me joining the strawberry line again. I say again, I came along here earlier, but obviously I didn't do any filming on it at the time. Done a few miles of the main road. So there's the petrol station there. I'm just on the outskirts of Congsbury, which is just down there, about half a mile if that. Yeah, so I'm off back towards Yatton. Let's get going. Time's getting on a little bit. I've got work tomorrow and I've got to go in the office, so I get up a little bit earlier. So the route didn't come back on this strawberry line. I think it was more westerly, and there was no way I could ride across the field. So I think what I'm going to do is just retrace my outbound route back to Clevedon, and then pick up the route from there. I think in terms of distance it's about the same, so we should be good. I did this route a little while ago and just thought I'd use it, but yeah, I went a bit wrong there. Anyway, I'm now nearly at the village of Portbury, and this bridge in front of me, that's the M5 going across, so the northbound is nearest to us. Anyway, during lockdown number 1, I came out for a ride. I went down to Clevedon Pier and had a look round, and then riding back I came along this lane. Actually, I was actually on this bike as well, and I saw a sign, road closed ahead, and it was actually closed here under this bridge, and they dug out a load of stuff. I think you could just see it actually, the other side of the bridge. And 99 times out of 100 you can still get through on a bike, but this time they properly closed it. There was barriers that were at least 6 foot tall. So I got to here and I'm like, well, what do I do now, you know? So I don't really want to go and ride, you know, a mile back or 2 miles back and then loop round. So what I did is I've got Ordnance Survey membership, so it's about £23 a year, and you can use their app, and so I got the phone out, launched the Ordnance Survey app, and looked for a way of cutting across without having to go too far back on myself. And I found a bridleway that took me across there, and you could just see a main road over there, and it crossed the main road, and then it brought me out on the road I came into Portishead on this morning from the end of the Avonmouth and Portbury Docks cycle path. And but if it hadn't been for that app, I would have had to have ridden back and have probably added 2 or 3 miles on, you know. But no, on this occasion it was properly closed. And I was only a couple hundred yards further on when I spoke to you before, and it just occurred to me, I commented back there on the time, it being 4:30. Look how daylight it still is. You know, there's a real noticeable change now, and that's good for the mind. You know, spring's just around the corner, as we saw earlier. Snowdrops are out. Anyway, I'll start wittering on. I'm just about to go onto the Avonmouth Bridge, which is not sure if you can hear that, but that's the traffic from the M5. And I'm just about to go northbound over that. And I never expected to get back this far with it being quite so light. I mean, it's not light, but it's you could read a book. And I noticed this earlier. It's been a couple of months since I've come along here, and you see they've chopped a lot of trees down, which is a shame. I don't know if people were up to no good along here and they've chopped it down, so that makes that harder to do. There you go, there's a better view of the bridge there. So you can see the lights are on there. Yeah, so should be home sort of 6:30, between 6:30 and 7, so that's not bad considering I started so late. And though it's been pan flat, to be fair, other than the odd bonk, I suppose, ripple in the landscape. Yeah, I mustn't grumble. And so I've just stopped here. I'm just going to have some sustenance, and I've got an energy drink I'm going to have as well, which I've been carrying around for me on multiple Audaxes for about 3 months, so I'm going to finally drink that. And yeah, that should see me home, I'm hoping. And this, oh, by the way, what I'm walking around, if you haven't seen my videos before, it is a bit of art called The Stronghold, to commemorate the completion of the strengthening of the M5 Avonmouth Bridge, which is over there, in January 2001. So they so there's a, let me stand back. Oh, somebody's stash of empty beer cans there. Hence why they probably chopped the trees down. But you got a hammer and a spanner. Now in Ulverston. Just starting to feel a bit empty, so I went into the shop just around the corner, and got a drink of Ribena and some sweets just to get me home, because it's not that far home now, to be honest. But yeah, I was just feeling a bit empty. Yeah, so I just come around the corner. There was a load of people just going in the shop. I felt a bit conscious talking to the camera whilst they were there, to be honest. But yeah, feeling pretty good. Just the lanes down now to Barclay. And that's Barclay ticked off. Legs feel pretty good now. I got the feeding a little bit wrong, so I was feeling a bit weak at Ulverston. And I put that down to the temperature, to be honest. It's been about 4 degrees all day. So obviously you use up your calories quicker in the cold. I don't feel underdressed or anything like that. I think I just burned up the calories a little bit more. Maybe it's riding fixed, I don't know. So yeah, I'm on the outskirts of Barclay now. Just going to disappear into the lanes again. Pop out on the A38 at Sharpness. That's because I'm looking at that on the sign. Slimbridge. And then job's a good one. Anyway, that's me done and dusted. That's another one ticked off. The third 200 of 2022. I'm about 2 or 3 minutes from home now. I started to feel empty again. It's Slimbridge, so I shoved a handful of jelly babies in my chops, and it took until about a mile, just a mile down the road here before I sort of kicked in, so it was a bit late really. I probably should have done that when I spoke to you at Barclay, but there you go. Wow, I really enjoyed today. I know I say that every time, but yeah, riding the fixie today, there was just that little bit of variety in it, and I'm not as slow as I thought I was going to be. Yeah, I'm about 45 minutes slower than what I said earlier, but well, whatever. The average speed has gone up by about 2 miles an hour from earlier, so that's good. Let's just screw it through that again. Yeah, I've done the 200k, so that's good. Next weekend I might actually do another one on this bike next week. I'll have to dream up a route. The one I did today I did a while ago, and it wasn't really with this bike in mind, but you know, I kind of wanted an easy 200, and that's what I got, you know. Yeah, so yeah, I've really enjoyed it today. I've kind of forgotten what it's like to ride a fixed wheel Audax in, and yeah, that's kind of reminded me today. As I said, I've done a few in the past, but yeah, I think I might do a few more. I'll choose me route or me event, and as I said, you know, I want to sort of share the wear, as it were. So as we all know, you know, cassettes especially are really quite difficult to find, certainly in the ratios I use. So you know, I think that might help out. Anyway, oh no, I was going to say about next weekend. So yeah, I'll do another one this weekend. The following weekend, I'm actually going away for the weekend, so there'll be no Audax in that weekend. I'm certainly not taking the camera with me, so we'll have a week off of me whittering on and blabbling away. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to have the weekend after that, but yeah, so I'll probably do another 200 next week. Weekend off, and then we'll play it by ear. Anyway, if you've lasted this long, thanks very much, and I will see you on the next video.